Waintal.
And I'm Brigette Lugo.
And this is Somos. And we're here to talk about Disney Pixar's new film, Coco.
Once every year, our ancestors come back to our world.
Please have a safe journey.
To see family and friends. But no living person has ever visited their world. Until now.
I know it was your first experience at the El Capitan Theater, so what did you think?
So El Capitan is all the glitz and glamour of Hollywood that you would expect, but it was the first time that I ever experienced watching a movie that was Latin American themed, and since I'm all about my culture, it's really exciting to see it in a theater in like mainstream area of Hollywood.
One of the things El Capitan has is a lot of like Disney things. It had like this backdrop of Coco where you got to see pictures, like she took one of herself. But as far as the movie went, what did you think? What did you get out of it when you went?
So the movie itself, I know everybody who's familiar with Book of Life were really comparing it to that other film, but Coco was so significant in the sense that it was like, for me, the first Disney movie, like I said, that had a Latino theme, like a universal one that we all know what Dia de los Muertos is, but we didn't really know like I didn't know the depth of the emotional side of what the celebration was going to bring, because it was a lot about family. And the film moved me in that way because I care a lot about my own family, and that's like the main theme, about putting family first.
We learn so much from remembering family, where you come from.
No music.
And where you're going.
I'm gonna be a musician!
And as the story came together, we realized the movie was going to be about music as much as it's about family.
Got to see Bernal, who's like my husband, he was on there. And there's a lot of other Latinos from Mexico, from different parts of Latin America, but also like Latinos born in the USA that were doing the narration of the voices.
Yeah, one of the things I appreciated from Coco was that while the Book of Life had a lot of American actors, Coco was really like Latin America.
Well, yeah, because Book of Life had like American actors.
It had like Channing Tatum, Zoe.
Yeah, you're right.
One thing everyone can relate to with this movie is that we've all had someone pass away. And Pixar did a great job in like getting that emotion out of you. I don't usually cry in movies, and this one really got that out of me. Like,
actually, I've never seen her cry at all. So for her to cry during that, I looked over and I was like, she was like, and then she started explaining why. I was like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. But that's what that movie did. If it made someone like her emotional, it just...
The irony of like a personal story was my grandfather passed away last year. So the grandmother who's in the movie Coco, she reminded me a lot of my grandmother who has Alzheimer's. And having my grandfather pass away just reminded me of the feeling of like having them there without them being there. And I don't know, I think Pixar did a really good job in the emotional aspect.
I think that like with a theme like this, you can really make it super trendy and like not have much depth, and like you see this, and like I said, it's very Latino driven. Like Latin Americans took a lot of part in making the film, but also in getting the specificities of it right. Like there's sarapas from Oaxaca, like specifically, and like Oaxaca is a big place where they celebrate Day of the Dead in a big way, November 1st and 2nd. So they really respected that and represented a lot. I just feel like the setting, the colors, the way that they express themselves in Spanish and in English, because it's in a bilingual tongue, I think it was super accurate and it's super relatable. It's just like, you're so proud to watch this as a Latina, that it's a representation, but through Disney. Like Disney is Disney, so I think it's really important.
And despite like the really deep theme of it, it lightened the mood with a bunch of jokes. So like it was really funny. Like
Abuelita runs our house just like Mama Imelda did. No music. No music. No music. I think we're the only family in Mexico who hates music. And my family's fine with that. But me?
Be back by lunch, mijo.
Love you, Mama. I am not like the rest of my family.
Hola, Miguel.
Hola.
is about like this kid's great grandmother who bans all music because her husband left her, who was a musician. And the movie does a good job of like showing you how throughout the generations that grunt, what's it called? So throughout the generations, how el rencor, no sé cómo ese rencor que tuvo la madre, la bisabuela, with music, because of her husband leaving her, is gone by the time it reaches the great grandson. How like he doesn't see why we should be hating music, and it really shows that generation gap also between your ancestors and now, kind of like the Romeo and Juliet, where your family's mad at this other family, but you don't know why. And this movie also shows how you have to forgive. You can't be holding a grudge either.
Yeah, and I understand about, being jealous. It's like, no, I don't want to see art anymore because, my ex used to paint art. Like, as a Latina, I don't want it to be a stereotype, but you're very passionate about something that's hurt you. You hold that, como dice, rencor inside. But then when it got to the little boy, he's like, I love music. Like, this is my life. This is what I have to do. Like, why are we so angry about the past, I guess?
Yeah.
So
it comes out Thursday
for
Thanksgiving. So if you have nothing to do or if you're not going shopping, theaters. And I definitely recommend, like, I'm not trying to promote Disney or anything, but El Capitan, it was really a special experience because they have their own themes in the beginning that kind of set the mood for the rest of the movie, which I thought was like made.
There was a guitar on the screen with a calavera on it, and it was like flying around on the screen. It was awesome.
Yeah. So if you're gonna watch it, El Capitan also.